Good evening. Welcome to the Masked Megastars Shirtless podcast. This is podcast number 1. I have a very special guest. His name is Corey Alberty. I happen to work with this young man. Outstanding gentleman. So without further ado, I'm going to bring him on. Here's Corey. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
What's up, Matt Megastar?
Nothing much, man. So I got a few questions for you. You've had quite the career, and you're a relatively young man. And, well, first of all, let me throw this little graphic up for you. Corey Alberty, NFL cameraman, dashingly hung, you handsome young man.
I see no lies.
All right, well, let's start out now. You grew up in Augusta, Georgia. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. What type of what inspired you as a youngster? What did you what really made you tick?
Oh, well, make a long story short, me and my brothers, we was like separating age. So by the time I was like 6, 7 years old, they was out the house at college. So I had to keep myself entertained. So my parents had a camcorder. So my mom, by the time the third kid come around, most parents, they just don't care no more. It's like, yo, just go do something.
Hmm.
So I used to get the camcorder. I made all kind of movies with action figures. I took it almost everywhere with me. So I knew when I got older, I was going to do something either with football and camcorders. I knew that.
Really?
So I knew I was doing cameras and football.
Mm-hmm.
Then as I got older, I was like, you know what? I started watching Hard Knocks. So I thought I was going to take that route, be one of those type of guys. But the way it happened is perfect. I'm still around the game. And I still get to cover the game, and I still get to use the same hand and eye coordination I used when I used to play football. So yeah, humble beginnings is how I got to where I'm at, and it's crazy how it was a full circle moment.
So did you always want to be a football player?
Since the first time I saw Jerry Rice at 5 years old.
Yeah.
Living in Augusta, even though it was close to the Atlanta market, the Falcons wasn't a big thing back then, so they never sold out. So the games got blacked out.
Yeah.
So we got 49ers games every Sunday.
Well, so you're a Niners fan.
I was a Niners fan because we didn't get Falcons games because the games was blacked out.
Wow.
So, but we saw the Niners when they came play Atlanta because remember they was in the same division back then.
Right.
When it was like Atlanta, 49ers, the Saints,
and the Rams.
And that NFC West, which is crazy because the Falcons are down south.
Right.
West. But even the other weeks, we always got 49er games. So I grew up a 49ers fan. I saw Taylor and Jerry Rice and Joe and Steve and, Dana Stubblefield, so many of those guys, man. I grew up watching. I didn't become a Falcon fan until I got to college, basically.
Right. I think you told me in the past that you became a big Falcons fan when Michael Vick ended up there, right?
I saw Vic on the Thursday night football game. We got free tickets. Me and my homeboy got free tickets, and we walked, maybe 6-7 miles to the game because we didn't have no car.
Wow.
And I saw this dude play, and I was like,
oh, yeah, another level. Right.
Stuff I seen him do on the field, I just, was absolutely amazing. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and jump on the home ship and start rolling with the Birds. And I've been rolling with the Birds ever since, win, lose, or draw, Mm-hmm. And the game that hurt us all.
Yeah, I know. I was there. I was there.
If I could stick with them through that, then
yeah, you're with them forever now. That's right.
Roll with them.
Hey, I forgot something. This is called the Masked Megastars Shirtless podcast. So I got to do something, my man.
Let's go, Bird.
There you go.
Let's go. Before the end of the show, I'll join. Before the end of the show, I'll join. Let's go. Looking good, baby.
All right, man. So enough of me. Throughout high school and college, you wanted to play football. Was it football or bust? You were just like, I'm doing this. Or did you just have something else in mind at a certain point? When did you make a decision that, look, I'm giving them my best a shot out here with this, and I got to move on to something else?
Honestly, in high school, it'd be funny. It wasn't even football or bust at that time. It was rapping or bust.
Really?
But when I got to college, it became football or bust. And I think once I started talking to a few scouts, and they started kind of telling me like, "Hey, the level you're playing at, too many NFL teams are not going." I'm not saying you're not a good player, but you're not playing. You know, I'm not Division I. I'm not playing at a high level.
Right.
Like, yeah, the chances you make in the NFL are kind of slim. I'm saying it can't happen, but it's slim. So that's why I realized, like, all right, I need a plan B.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew I still wanted to play. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? I knew I still wanted to play, but I knew if this falls short, and my mom was so scared. My mom was scared because when I was in college, she was like, you need to get a minor. She wanted me to be a social worker. She wasn't too sure about this, you know, about the film world, about the world we're in.
Right.
I knew I would be okay. She didn't.
Right.
But,
well,
yeah.
That's normal for any parent to feel that way. You just, you know, she's looking out for you.
Yeah,
you know?
I didn't want to take children from their parents every day. That's not something I want to do for a living.
No. But like, you know, you went to Georgia State. You played there.
The Georgia State.
Yes. And then at what point did you do any regional combines? Did you go anything like that in order to
Yeah.
get a look, right?
After I finished, I did a pro day at Morehouse. They was nice enough to let me come and work out there. I did a pro day at Morehouse. Then I did the regional combine in Atlanta. Then I did like a bunch of CFL workouts. And then I did some AFL workouts. But then the year I came out of college, the AFL actually shut down. Like the Arena Football League closed. Like the big, it's like levels in the indoor ball up. When you start playing, you got like IFL, you got other leagues, but AFL was like the top tier. And they went bankrupt and went under that season. So I ended up signing that contract. I ended up playing and starting Arena 2. I didn't stick. I'm kind of glad I didn't stick. I was in Green Bay and it was cold. So, you know, when they released me, I was not, I trust me, I wasn't upset. He does numbers game. I was like, all right, cool. You know, because it's a blizzard outside every morning. We wake up to come to practice. I wasn't about that life. But I ended up sticking. Later on that season, I got picked up by San Angelo, Texas, and I played there for the rest of the season. It's a great experience. I went on to have a 10-year career. Played 10 years of arena ball. Indoor ball, arena ball, same thing. You know, played in different leagues. I played in the AFL. I played in the IFL. Played in the AL. Played in the AIF. Played in a lot of different leagues, but same concept. All indoors, all arena football, padded walls, 50 yards. It was fun. Played in the NAL, which is a pretty good league. Even had a game in Mexico.
Really?
When you're hearing, you know, commentators down there saying your name, you know, in their language is good and it's fun.
It's funny you said that because I got something right here. Check this out, dude. Let's see if we can hear this.
Hacia atrás, Bromfield. Busca receptor, el pase. Buena tacleada ahí de Chafino. Conectó con su receptor, el número 9, Cody Alberty. Hay pañuelo en el terreno de juego. Vamos a ver qué se marca.
Well, look at this.
Vemos una vez más la repetición y la actuación por parte de Sergio
It's the replay.
Vamos a
And when you get hit against the wall there like that, you're down, correct?
You're down. Yeah, if he hits the wall, you're down.
Right.
So if he hits you against the wall, you're down. If you go and you put the ball over the wall like that, it's like giving yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you this, that wall is undefeated.
Oh, yeah. Those are hot forwards. I understand. You know, there's not a lot of give there.
That wall's undefeated.
Right. Here, I got to get some more highlights for you. Want to just talk about this as we go along? Here we go. It's the same. It's the same highlight. I think this is a little bit longer of a package. Or maybe not. No, it's not. Well, look, man, this is my first time doing this.
And I'm proud to be your first guest. This is fun.
I'm so happy to have you.
Joy.
Yeah. So, like, when you were in the Arena League, you played 10 years?
Yeah.
Right? 10 years. Was it in the middle of your 10th year? You're like, I gotta figure something else out, or is it like a little before that?
That's a good question. That it was like year 7, because my 10th season I didn't even fit. I don't even know how it counted as my 10th season. My 10th season only played like 3 games. I was like, yo, I'm done. I quit. Now, I don't like to use the word quit. As I say quit, I retired in the middle of the season. I was like, I was doing this. I was doing art. And I was still young in our business. I wasn't like traveling or nothing yet. I was working more locally, but I was trying to get my feet wet and trying to be noticed. I knew, hey, if I put the same effort and take the same mentality I took as a football player, like training nonstop, waking up at 4 a.m, studying my playbook. If I took that same mindset to this, I know I could be successful. People don't realize how much sports, life, and correlates and go hand in hand. But it was like year 7, I got engaged. Man, I was broke.
Wow. Yeah.
I was living on hoop dreams. You ever heard that saying before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was living on hoop dreams. Which I mean, I made some money playing arena ball, but it wasn't not, you couldn't really live on it. And I remember my ex-fiance grandmother told me this. She was like, you gotta, she was like, what she told me? It stuck with me to the day. She was like, when you don't know what to do, just do something.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I got a wedding to pay for.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I got into the business was kind of, my first job was I was doing utility, but simultaneously I got my first camera gig working at WJBF Sports in Augusta, Georgia, doing football Friday nights. Worked like 13, 14-hour shifts, make $60, $70 at the most.
Right.
High school day. You know how hot it is in Georgia during high school football?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's brutal. But I knew the only way you can get better at something is what? Reps, right?
Repetition. Absolutely. Yeah.
Not reps. And people was like, you're not making no money. I knew at that point it was a meaning to the madness.
Yeah.
And second, after that, I started working at Georgia State doing the ESPN3 broadcast, like the stuff that just comes on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just trying to get coached up, but simultaneously still doing utility. And while I did utility, I made sure I watched the handheld guys I was wrapping cables for. I watched them. I asked them questions. Someone gave you answers. You'd be like, really, dude, that you gonna give me that generic answer?
Yeah.
It was out to really help you. It just depends who you was working with. And man, the way it took off, man, I in my wildest dreams, I never thought like I'll be doing the NFL on Fox and the NBA on TNT and doing the USA women's and men's soccer team for TNT and traveling around. Not in my wildest dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But it happened, and man, like I wake up every morning, sometimes I gotta pinch myself.
Well, you work hard. I can tell you. Yeah.
And I get to do the divisional rounds in the NFL playoffs.
Right.
NFC Championship game. Like, dude, that's a pinch yourself moment. It's like, and it's amazing, man. And I people like, you work? No, I'm living my dream. I'm having fun, man. If I'd known I was doing this, having this much fun doing this, I would have retired after year 4.
Right. Yeah. Well, you can't tell. You didn't know what's going to happen in front of you. Right. Yeah.
So I had no clue I was going to fall into this side of television, and this where I had no clue. Like I said, I got into it really on a humbug by accident, just trying to make some money to pay for a wedding.
Right. Yeah.
That never happened, by the way. Never happened.
Yeah, I know.
We never made it to the altar.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, as far as I'm concerned, though, like you're a really hard worker. You really are. You care. You pay attention to detail. And you have the kind of personality that people are drawn to you because you're just a funny person, and you have a good attitude. Your attitude's outstanding. I'm going to be honest with you. I knew it would work out once you came on, but it's exceeded, I think, anybody's expectations because you're a breath of fresh air to our group. I'm telling you, you are. And I don't want to make you cry or anything like that, Corey, but I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But you are, and I think it's worked out great. You are without a doubt an asset to the group for sure. You're also you have a chance now to work with the what some may be considered the GOAT of handheld camera.
Oh yeah.
You have anything to say about Donnie?
So
you make Donnie cry now.
People don't know this. Donnie don't even notice how much I actually, even though we're on the show, we're setting up, people don't know how much I watch Donnie.
Right.
Donnie's more of a guy that leads about his actions. I'm not gonna talk too much, but I watch how he moves. I watch how he works. I even when I'm on the cart, when I hear roll L, I peep my return. I want to see this, you know.
Right.
And you got to think about, for a dude that's in the Hall of Fame, for a dude that got so many accolades that he got, he's so humble.
Right.
You know, he don't even like you talking about it.
Yeah. I should preface this. I should interrupt you by saying I'm speaking of. He's a really good friend of mine. He's Sports Video Group's Hall of Fame, which is the Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Don Cornelli, the guy's on TV constantly. If you watch NFL the last 30 years, you know who he is because you always see him on the sideline. He's always there. And the guy's always where he's supposed to be. His timing's impeccable. I don't have enough good things to say about him.
And he's such a true professional. Like, he has took me under his wing this season. He gives you nuggets here and there. Remember, I did an interview, and he came up to me, and he just gave me just a few pointers on that interview, like, hey, you did a good job, but blah, blah, blah. Just, you know, if you do this and let the sun help you with your lighting instead of, you know what I'm saying? Just little nuggets where it's like, how can I put it? It's like coming into the NFL, he's Jerry Rice, or he's Joe Montana. And hell, I'm just trying to be Terrell Owens or Steve Young, you know, but he has taught me so much. And I even see a lot of him that rubbed off from Kyle, because I even watch Kyle too, you know, and you got so many great guys I get to learn from. Donnie and Buzz and Mario, and Kyle and Trano and Andy. It's just so many, and the list goes on. I think I said a joke today during Facts, but I actually meant it. I feel like this group is the Avengers. It's like the Avengers, man. People are like, what? Yeah. I will put this group against anybody. Against worldwide. It's like the Avengers. Make a movie.
Mm-hmm. Which Avenger is Donnie? Iron Man?
Donnie's Iron Man.
He's around forever, right? Yeah.
I would say Donnie's Iron Man. Mario is Captain America. Buzz is Spider-Man. And I'm Black Panther. I mean, clearly. Clearly, I'm Black. Clearly.
Clearly, you're, exactly. Wakanda forever, yeah. Oh, man, that's funny.
Love it.
I'm going to see if I have some more highlights for you. Like, hopefully this is new. Let me see. Here we go.
Oh,
music's a little too loud, but shut that down. Oh, shit.
Oh.
So like, all this stuff is like, it's like all of your action, basically, correct?
Yeah, all of this is a lot of first downs, no touchdowns.
Yeah.
But, you know, I keep trying to remind my director on my football crew, you know, that I'm the second best athlete on our crew. And he fights people. You know, I'll give Greg number one.
Yeah, I would give Greg number one.
I think I gotta come at number two.
Corey's talking about Greg Olson. So yes, Greg Olson's number one and he's number two.
I feel like I come in number two, but
our director, who shall remain nameless, Corey's saying he's number three.
Yeah, but he don't even count me. He don't even put me at three. He puts me like down the list, aka. Yeah. I love that guy.
Yeah,
I love that guy, man.
Oh, he's the best. So at what point? What are your goals in this business, in the TV business? I mean, besides, like, you know, listen, in sports TV, as far as I'm concerned, the ultimate goal is working on a Super Bowl, and you're going to do that next year for sure. We're going to be doing New Orleans, and you're going to be on that show. What is your ultimate goal? Like, is it like over like a number of years, multiple, you know, events?
If I can get multiple Super Bowls, honestly, if I get multiple Super Bowls, maybe an Emmy, 1 or 2, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can leave this career and people say, hey, kind of similar to what you said earlier in this conversation. Hey, he worked hard, he treated people good, and he was a joy to be around. And he gave everything he got, every show he had. Because remember, don't matter how big the show, how small the show, it's somebody Super Bowl somewhere somewhere that's watching. Somebody Super Bowl.
Right.
And that's all I want to leave. I just want to leave the game saying, hey, he left it all. Clearly, he left it all in the field.
Right.
And if I can be 70 years old and you can introduce me as Emmy Award winner or something, I'll be okay with that. I'm Emmy nominated. I didn't win. I thought the Bubble should have won one. We didn't get it.
Yeah. I don't even know what won that year. I think Olympics, because the Olympics always.
The Super Bowl won that year.
The Super Bowl won. I was CBS, right?
Yeah, Super Bowl won that year.
Well, Corey, I'm sorry to tell you, but I won that one.
You won it. Well, congratulations for beating me and my colleagues on the Bubble for that Super Bowl. Even though it happens once every 800 years.
Yeah, listen, don't get me started on that stuff.
I love you, man. But if I can leave the game and just saying, hey, he gave you everything he had.
Yeah.
Nobody can throw dirt on my name.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be, man.
Well, you're well on your way. You're well on your way to that, because listen, you hit the nail on the head. Like one of the most important things is, like, yeah, you can have all the skill in the world. If you can't get along with the people you work with,
exactly,
no one's going to want you around, and that's going to bring everybody's attitude down. And you've definitely exceeded all expectations with that. I had no doubt in my mind. But it's really, really nice having you this year. I'm going to tell you that.
And I ran a camera this year that I haven't run all season, because I've been known to be a handheld guy, and I jumped on cart, and my fellow colleague Mario, man, he took me under his wing. He was patient with me because I was very green on this camera, and he gave me nuggets as well. Hey, you make sure if he turns to you, shoot tight, because you don't want to break, you don't want to break that rule.
Right.
And
yeah.
I actually. Now I've been on the car so much with him. I know the cadence when we're gonna move. I know when it's out. It's a fun camera, man, and we have a good time. We have a good time. And then one more handheld. I mean, handheld for me is something that I enjoy doing. I try to do it now while my body still let me do it. I'm young enough, but it keeps me. Both cameras are fun.
Mm-hmm.
When you're handheld, I still feel like I get out there and run a route with them, because you're that close to the action.
Yeah.
But the other camera, you see it from a different view. You see the quarterback in the pocket. You see the quarterbacks that don't want to stand in there, but you see the other quarterbacks who will stand in and throw the ball. You see the late hits. You see the holdings, and there's a lot of you see a lot of stuff that you like. Whoa!
You won't see down ground level, right?
Exactly. You get an air, and but when I go into the game. I look at the paperwork on Wednesday to see what camera I'm on. And once I know that, I know what mindset. I take a different mindset for both. I even dress different for both. Right. One, I dress like I'm finna go run a 20-yard dig and catch a football. The other one, I dress more like, hey, you look good, you feel good, you play good. So, but man, I appreciate you having me on the show, man. And much success to this show. Dashingly handsome.
You got it.
Yeah, I really wish we could take this show, and I really wish that you can take this and show like the set day. I wish you could put it on the Love Channel. Basically.
Oh yeah. I don't think that's gonna last. Yeah, I think cancellation would be in the cards if something like that happened. Yeah, before you even get started, you get canceled. Yeah. Hey, I got one question for you, man. You're being checked for sleep apnea?
No, I have not. I heard a lot of things from people I talked to.
Oh yeah, well, listen to this. Listen. It's horrible. I'm sorry.
I know that. I know. I even know. I knew. I knew. I knew the moment I woke up.
Oh yeah.
I fell asleep around the wrong.
I have 8 other videos of that.
I fell asleep. But I done fell asleep more this season. But I woke up. So, oh man. Because I know how I sleep, and I know people have told me. People have told me, hey, you might want to get that checked out because.
Yeah.
And
definitely something you might want to have checked out. I'm telling you, it's like
I said, oh yeah. And I knew when I woke up, I had the slob right here. I knew I was sleeping. I knew I was snoring because the slob was right here, and I said, yeah, that's gonna end up somewhere. And
yeah. Well, here it is, the debut of the Mass Megastar Shirtless podcast. Our first guest is Corey Alberty, and I'd like to thank you for joining us. And it's been my pleasure working with you this year, and I'm looking forward to many more after this.
Hey, can I come make a guest appearance later?
Absolutely. Maybe we should get together and do this on a regular basis. We could give the Kelsey brothers a run for their money, huh?
Should you tell Travis? You tell the one that just retired.
Well, he claims he's not retired yet.
He's not retired.
Well, he hasn't announced it formally, but I love Jason Kelsey. I think he's great. He's awesome.
Matter of fact, their whole show is amazing. Big ups to the Kelsey brothers, man. They got a great podcast, man. They got
that's what everybody should aspire to be, because that is as genuine and authentic as it gets. Those two guys are fantastic. They really are.
Big ups to those guys, man. Absolutely. Big ups to those guys. I'm gonna make a guest appearance on this show. Hey, Max Megastar, thanks for having me.
You're welcome, brother.
Hopefully
I'll do this one more time. The dashingly handsome young man, Corey Alberty, ladies and gentlemen.
What up?
Hey, until next time, folks. Woo! Peace. Later.